Hello! Today I'm sharing with you my top picks from Esxence 2024. We had 300 plus perfume houses and 100 plus new perfume releases. I worked non-stop for many days in a row to test most of them. Now I can't wait to share my top selection with you. So let's get into it. At the Nikolai booth, I was pleasantly surprised to find 3 releases for the year. These are coming out, if I understood correctly, in fall, end of summertime, and they are extremely refined gourmand perfumes. The house of Nikolai was founded at the end of the 80s by one of the nieces of GUERLAIN, and she is a great perfumer. Let's start from my favorite, which is a macaron bourbon. This is a bitter almond in the opening, rose and spices in the heart, and then a dark base of patchouli, tonka caramel, vanilla and musk. Then the next one is Saint Honoré. Here you can see an imaginary Saint Honoré where the whipped cream is orange flower. Indeed, the perfume opens citrusy on a vanillic powdered base. The nutty accord makes me think of the toasted flavor of the freshly baked pâte choux. Here we have Pavlova. Pavlova is cheerful, is bright, is joyful, it is exotic, it is creamy, it has of course vanilla and even a rum accord. So it also has that boozy touch as also the macaron bourbon. A booth I could not miss is the LA one, which I discovered past year in Esxence and is one of my favorite brands ever. They released a new perfume, Orchid K, which is inspired by a lovely day around the Lake of Como, hiking and, getting to know about the dark vanilla orchid there and ending up with a night deep in the lake. And, you have magnolia, some aquatic touches. I also visited the booth of Kajal, where I tested most of their perfumes. They were presenting Icon, their new release, which Icon means gold, and it's a fruity, sparkly perfume with exotic touches and spicy touches on a very complex dry down. And they came out with La Mar Caviar, which is a non-alcoholic version of La Mar. My favorite was Verde, an aromatic fruity floral with some resinous touches, and I like these perfumes. Another booth I did not want to miss is the Mikalev one, which I really appreciate as a brand for the refinement of their fragrances. They recently came out with Eau Feminine. The perfume is very bright, very feminine, very airy, elegant and refined. It reminds me of the scent profile of Sintra by Memo, but it's less green, less warm ambery, and also slightly more bitter. Rosendo Matteo is about to release number 8, a fruity floral with a strong cinnamon, which is complex and unexpected, very, very original. My favorites from the line are number 6 and number 2 and number 5. Another brand that I've tested is Le Jardin Retrouvé, one of the first niche brands dating back to 1975. This year they're presenting Violet Q, a sensual powdery violet perfume with spicy touches. The perfume release took place in a very beautiful indoor garden. A perfume that won me over at first sniff has been Tonka Tonic by Morphe. This perfume is essentially a concoction of all my favorite notes: almond, coconut water, fig, orange blossom, benzoin, tonka bean, sandalwood. So you can imagine that was in immediate love. I could finally test Botanica. I was very impressed by Patio, their white floral perfume, which I like those type of scents, and Flower Café, some sort of inspiration of Anton's Café. All the rest was very nice, and I'm gonna test more and let you know. I've been really delighted to discover the 3 new fragrances to come by Olfactive Studio, which is one of my favorite niche houses. These are From Women for Women, as both the owner and perfumer Cécile Zerokian are women. The first one, Sisterhood, is a fruity, sweet, spicy woody rose. Then you have an aromatic perfume, Love Incense. And finally, an orange blossom and marshmallow perfume with soft spices and resins, which is named Huggy Mauve. These are among my top 10s for the event. Boho Boko had a very beautiful stand with, all the perfumes in a circle. The new one is Magic Mushroom. It's very earthy and, it smells like mushrooms. These are instead my favorites. Red wine, the coffee and white flowers, jasmine and white leather, eternal lily and amber, and wet cherry liquor. I also managed to test the Bracur brand that I wanted to test since some time. They're releasing Noches de Nerola, a beautiful salty white floral perfume, and I really love Captive and the Osmanthus green one. Nobile 1942 released a new perfume, La Dea Bendata, which means blindfolded goddess of luck or Lady Luck. They have organized a lottery to celebrate this release, and a lucky lady was blessed by Lady Luck. Unfortunately, that lucky lady wasn't me. The number was 24 and I got 22. Can you believe that? This is a spicy, fruity floral perfume with gourmand touches with marzipan. Perfect unisex. This year, I could test all of the Hiram Green fragrances, which are stunning natural perfumes. The tuberose is very famous for a reason. The new perfume is a spicy, floral, green, woody perfume with carnation as the main note and cloves and black pepper and vanilla and rose supporting it. I was very excited because I could finally test Memoirs London. I found somebody very nice and kind who explained me the whole brand. They have actually other brands, like sister brands, and they gave me a bunch of samples for me to study and understand more. What I smelled there I really loved. From what I have from the new collection, I really like Equale, Aurora, Alte. They're all very sophisticated and beautiful and different. Acampora released a gourmand interpretation of Musk Mocha, a floral musky perfume with a strong coffee note. The German brand Birkholz surprised me a lot. I really love their perfumes, and the floral ones you see here are my favorites that I wanted to test more, plus I took 2 random ones. AQUA probably released the most gourmand perfume of all of the event. So this is a Tiramisu perfume, and it's perfect for the brand, which is from Treviso, the hometown of tiramisu. Franck Boclet released 3 perfumes. Absolute Shadow is my favorite. It goes with almonds, almond blossoms, orange blossoms, sandalwood vanilla, tonka beans and musk. Then we have Madness. Madness is essentially oud bouquet plus coconut and rum. Map of the Heart is one of the most original brands. They really have unexpected scents, so I would highly recommend you to look into them if you're after that. Francesca Dell'Oro released 2 over 4 vanillas, the first 2, 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. We are gonna get the afternoon and night vanillas later in the year. So the 8 a.m. one is a green almondy fresh linen vanilla, and the 12 p.m. one is a warm gourmand peachy type of sunscreeny summer-like type of vanilla. Electimus London had a very beautiful display with many nice perfumes. Their latest release is a Cupid's Kiss, which is a perfume by Julien Rasquinet with Middle Eastern vibes, very spicy, leathery, powdery, woody. Hope is a Turkish brand I have discovered this year in Esxence. I really like their perfumes, so I asked for samples to study them better, and I will let you know and give you an update about them. Bois 1920 released 3 perfumes. The first one is Scorza Forza, which, as the name suggests in Italian, is essentially orange peel-centric type of perfume, so very citrusy. Then you have Sandalvia. As the name suggests, always in Italian, it's sandalwood and sage. So it's an aromatic, creamy perfume. And last but not least, they released the Gioco all'Alba, which means playing at dawn. So essentially this recreates the atmosphere of a poker table with boozy notes and brand new deck of playing cards in the opening. Their sister brand Profumo di Firenze released Latte Mandorla, which means milk and almonds, and that's what you get. The almond though is very natural and not bitter. A special mention goes to Meofusciuni, an award-winning brand. Some of their best everyday creations are sogni, which means dreams, and it's inspired by a trip to Japan. So you're gonna get tea, rice, and woods. Then you have viole nere, which means black violets. This is kind of boozy, dark violets. Here we go with Born to Stand Out, a very popular brand on the socials. My favorite of all their perfumes was Dirty Heaven. They have very original perfumes, like also Wasabi one, so it's an interesting brand to test and sample. It's been delightful to test the perfume line from Cristiano Provenzano. My favorite one is the sandalwood one, which is Indian sandalwood. These 3 perfumes by D'Orsay are to be released in the future. I was very impressed by Flower Lust, by Dominique Ropion, and Tonka Hysteria. The incense one is also nice, and then we have Sweet Disruption, a sweet citrusy incense, if I recall correctly. For Jovoy and Jeroboam, I will need to study more the samples at home. But I have some news. Jovoy released 15 milliliters or half an ounce bottles, so mini bottles of all of their perfumes, which is really cool. Houbigant released Pétale de Magnolia, a fruity floral musky perfume. Their line is stunning for florals. My favorites besides these are the Peony and the Orange Blossom one. Esxence released 3 new citrusy perfumes that are long-lasting thanks to a new technology that allows us to use some sort of clean patchouli as a fixative. My favorite one is Combava Cedrat, where Combava is some sort of bergamot smelling fruit. Jacques Fat presented Encens Copal, a nutty, incensey resinous perfume. To celebrate their 100 years, Isabelle released, or is about to release, Riz de la Paix, which is a beautiful white flowers, yellow flowers, fruity green perfume. I also discovered a new brand from Asia, which is J Sand, and I really love these 2 fragrances. Beyond Oblivion, which is a green herbal aromatic floral perfume, and Ume Amaretto Oath, which is red plum, amaretto, so boozy, chocolate, ambery, stunning. The Dubai-based family-owned Indian brand Ajmal presented many new perfumes. My favorite one is Jewels of Bogota, some sort of green, fruity, floral perfume. Really nice. Arabian Oud was new to the event this year, and this is a brand that I follow. I always try to test their perfumes when I see one of their shops. And these are 2 of their most representative perfumes, a white floral musk, cashmere musk, and Madawi Gold, a fruity perfume, which is a bestseller for them. I could also smell Bastille perfumes, which are very nice. They're now about to release 14 Juillet, which essentially is the 14th of July, inspired by the smoky fireworks for the celebrations of the French Revolution. And this smokiness is playing with an overcooked citrusy cake. I've been very impressed by Salum. They've released 4 marine perfumes with very different accords. There's a gourmand one with a cocktail, then there's a floral take, then there's a coconut take, and then there's a very, very original strawberry and pool chlorine type of accord. Here we have the latest creation from Simone Andreoli, Silver Marble, an icy molecular perfume, which is perfect for summertime. I could finally test the Soradora perfumes that are so famous on the socials. My favorite is the newest release, which is called Elope. So this is an Osmanthus vetiver, slightly animalic perfume.